Previously, Discordia faced off against soldiers of Set, and Robin and Apophis shared a vision of a mysterious blue crystal wand from Ra. Now, Discordia confronts the dangerous Harry Banger, High Priest of Set, while Robin and Apophis seek the truth about the wand. So Harry comes to see you?
Harry comes to town. Yes, he comes to the castle.
This is the scene you've been waiting for.
So this, you get to frame the scene. How do you receive him?
I think I would like to receive him in my lab.
Okay. Well, he will arrive. Harry knocks on the door. Hello.
'Tis I.
'Tis I, Harry Banger.
I ask him to come in, and I, have this era of what goggles look like. Pull up on my head and beakers and stuff bubbling.
He seems to be ignoring all that.
And I greet him and I say, whatever the appropriate greeting for a high priest of Set is. Your.
Oh, my lady.
I'm sure we've met, right?
Yeah. Well, when's the last time you were at service?
Oh, right before I was sent to Gaunt. I go to service regularly. We
You
all
do?
do, to set the proper example.
It's like, wow. You have powerful magics in these rooms. You
Does Belial
truly
say
are.
anything in my head?
No. I mean, you sense his presence. So, my lady, you summoned, and here I am.
I am mortified that we have had such a heretic in our midst.
And by the way, he starts walking around the room. He is completely unflappable.
I find it hard to believe that you would be unaware of a priest of Ra in our midst.
A priest of Ra in our midst? Oh. Yes, of course I know that there's a priest of Ra. Have you seen him?
I handed you his mask after I eviscerated the building that he was in.
Oh, yes. Well, masks can be tricky. So how did you know he was there?
Because he is my brother, Darren. He confessed to me not only his wish to take over the entire kingdom, but his wish to start a new world order with his religion of a sun god, Ra.
Your brother is the priest of Ra.
Harry, let's not pretend that you don't know what I'm talking about. I know that you know
I pretend
everything
nothing.
that goes on in this kingdom. And you know
That's true.
that Darren was in Gaunt. And that Darren has betrayed his family. I am telling you, he's a priest of Ra.
Darren.
And after he told me about the new world order that he wanted to see, I went and searched through his room, and I found hieroglyphs on paper that I could read.
Well, show
that
me.
told me
Let's
it
go
was true.
there. His room?
In Gaunt.
In Gaunt.
For the love of God, I thought you were intelligent, Harry.
Oh, no need to be insulting.
Well, no need
I
to
know
play
that I am not a
deft.
noble woman such as yourself, but
Discordia starts to go back to her experiments.
the lie that you would have me believe is that your brother, who is, if the rumors are at all even close, is a psychopathic maniac, like just my sort of guy, I might add, is a priest of Ra, the god of the sun and like holiness and goodness and all that despicable stuff.
Well, if there was a
It doesn't make
God
sense.
that was for
You need to
all
have more
those
plausible lies. By the way,
things.
I applaud you for being deceitful, but you have to be.
I'm sorry,
You have
I
to
was
be
always
intelligent about
taught
it.
that Set was all-knowing and all-good and all-giving. And in Set's time,
Which is
we
how
would
I know that your story is not true.
No, my story is very true.
So your story is that Darren's a priest of Ra, and Darren led you to a certain home of a heretic last night.
I followed the cloaked figure, and I found the mask that I saw in his room in Gaunt. If the mask I saw in Gaunt in his room doesn't belong to him, when I blasted the heretic in the place, who else would it belong to?
Oh, the real priest of Ra, obviously, which is not Darren.
What do you mean it's not Darren? He's a traitor to this country and our people.
He might be a traitor. That doesn't mean he's a priest of Ra.
But he told me he wanted to see a new religious order in this world.
Darren said that.
Yes.
Oh, but we already have the perfect religious order.
Well, exactly why it's wrong.
Yes. You are confused.
You are.
If you were not a noble woman, I would bring you in for a little inquisition.
I think you should choose your words carefully right now, priest.
Why? I simply speak, and it is so.
I am a devout worshiper of our God. And don't pretend like that wasn't a threat.
Oh.
Do you want to toss them around?
Was it you that threatened me, or did I threaten you? I don't know.
Doesn't matter which happened first. Just matters what happens last.
I see.
Are you telling me it's not possible? I found and saw the mask in Gaunt, and then it was in the ashes in that building. Why?
Discordia, my lady. You are obviously a nefarious, scheming, politically growing into your power. I wouldn't say savvy yet. You clearly are of a kindred spirit. If when you want to frame somebody as a heretic, it's got to be more believable. I mean, I would play that game. Who would you like to frame? You want to frame Robin as a heretic? We'll break that's believable.
I am so grateful.
Call me
for
back when you have a new story. One that makes more sense.
I'm so glad that you cleared this up for me. I didn't know.
Yes. Oh, I'm crystal clear.
Discordia bows. She looks at you and she does this.
Well, I mean, the first person I would have tried to approach about the reading room would have been, of course, Robin. I mean, I would have said, look, dude, there's this book I saw your dad reading in this reading room, and I would love to take a look at it if we could get into there.
Well, I'm comfortable playing. I'll play Robin on Steve's behalf here.
Okay.
I mean, Robin is, son of the Duke.
Right.
And nobody's going to stop him from walking in there.
Exactly. That's why I knew I had full access to everywhere with him. And I will tell him what the book, what's in what I saw. The Egyptian symbols and the book, the Holy Deeds. So I think it could benefit both of us to get our hands on it.
Okay.
To at least take a look at it. I don't want to steal from your father, I understand.
Yeah, if I can take liberties with Steve's character, I think Robin would at least go check it out.
Okay.
Is there anything that you said, like, what, you want to read this book? You want to study this? What's the deal?
I would love to, take a look at it. Yeah, study it for a little while. I may not know that, but he may know that. Is this one of his reading rooms that he only goes to, have access to?
Yeah, it's his private, it's the Duke's private study.
Unless you can get me access into there. Instead, then I won't take the book out and I'll study it there till I'm done.
Okay. What he'll do is he'll kind of like have you wait someplace kind of discreetly, and he'll go kind of check it out.
Right.
And he'll come back and say, well, there was come back in a few minutes, and he'll say, well, I think we got to wait a little bit. There was a scribe in there.
Oh, okay.
Making notes about. What's scribe? I don't think scribes have access. He goes back and
I follow him.
okay, you follow him.
Yes.
Follow him in there. So yeah, you go in and the room's empty. Anyway, so yeah, you go into the room. You feel a little bit like you're violating a little bit the Duke's personal space here.
Right.
You know? I mean,
but I didn't want to steal it, so I'm like, okay, well, maybe I can just look at it and then just leave. That's what my plan is.
One additional detail that Robin spotted, he just after when he went back in, so when you guys go back in, Robin looks at where this individual is sitting to kind of figure out what he was looking at.
Right.
And there is a book there detailing the peerage of Perrin.
The what? The peerage?
A list of all the titled nobles of the land and their genealogies and this sort of thing, where they stand in succession to the throne. Okay, so you're in the library. You're in this library, and you scout around it. Yeah, you find the book.
Okay.
Deeds of the Holy, written in Egyptian hieroglyphs.
Okay, cool.
Do you read
Which
those?
you have, you're a little rusty on it, but yeah, you can.
A little rusty on it. Yeah, I haven't looked at it for a while. Yeah, so I'll pull it down and see if I can decipher what they stand for.
I mean, you can read
it. Okay.
Yeah, but it takes time.
Right. Yeah, I'm not leaving.
Okay.
Yeah, I won't leave.
Stay.
I'll stay.
Stay.
I'll tell him to go if he has to go, and I'm going to stay here and be quiet and read the book.
Robin's like, I don't know. I think Robin's feeling a little cocky. Yeah. Okay. What the hell?
Okay.
Yeah. We're staying. Okay. We're staying.
Read.
I think like you guys can be in there for hours and nobody comes.
You don't
You
need it.
find a story of interest. So why don't you read it?
Thank you.
The sweet, dulcet tones
Can you
of
read? 'Cause I can
Cliff
help you.
Jones.
This is an excerpt from a book called Deeds of the Holy. At the top of the page of the Egyptian warrior with a khopesh in one hand and a blue crystal wand in the other.
I'm
By this
sorry,
time,
what's
I would call Rob over to
Yeah.
say,
He can look dumbly at the hieroglyphs.
listen, that's it, sit down,
It's got
listen to this.
It's got pictures. Yeah.
Yeah. Listen
Yeah.
to this. And in those days,
Oh my God, that's the wand that we saw.
yeah.
Ooh.
And in those days, the sons of darkness arose and spread throughout the land, turning men's faces away from the light of the shining one. The earth turned red with the blood of the righteous, and the Nile overflowed with women's tears. Even the great Pharaoh threw down the wisdom of his fathers and fell into corruption and vile deeds. For 7 times 7 years it was so. Glorious Ra heard the cries of the children and looked down upon them in sorrow, saying, If there be but one man among you who is worthy to be my champion, I will give him the power to smite my enemies. And I'll look at Rob. Here we go. As he drove his sun chariot across the sky.
His sun chariot?
Yeah, the sun chariot, dude. What we saw the other day when we were...
The sun chariot.
Yeah. He saw Ankara, the son of Menes. Did I say that right? Did I pronounce it? Menes?
Yeah, there's no pronunciation guide. They're with the hieroglyphs, so
Okay.
yeah, it seems like.
Son of Menes, bravely defended the temple at Karnak from the sons of darkness. So the Lord of Light appeared before Ankara, who fell to his knees and gave thanks for this blessing, pledging himself to serve the light of Ra forever. And Ra said unto him, No more shall you be called Ankara. You shall be my champion, and all of Egypt shall know you as khopesh Ra, the sword of Ra. Awesome.
Wow, that sounds pretty good.
Then the Shining One lifted khopesh Ra to his feet and gave to him a wand made of crystal, as blue as the sun-blessed sky. And the mighty Ra told his champion that whenever he had need, he might use the wand to call upon the mind of Ra, and whatever question he might ask would surely receive answer. And this khopesh Ra gathered the sons of light, went forth from Karnak to drive the sons of darkness from the land. And everywhere he went, the wand of khopesh Ra guided him to victory. For 7 times 7 years it was so. In his old age, khopesh Ra fell ill and knew that he was going to die. He called the high priest of Ra to his bedside and said, and said, I will give you the wand of Kopesh Ra. If there be another man worthy to wield it, you must give it to him. As he handed it to the priest, the wand disappeared. And they heard the voice of Ra saying, Kopesh Ra, you have brought my light into the darkness. There is no man in all the earth as worthy as you. I shall keep my wand until the sons of life have need of it again. And it was so.
Next, Alice is warned to keep his indiscretions discreet.